I say to you, gentlemen, take the trip, visit the Philippines, meet the women. My name is Ingram, currently 75 years old. I will be 76 on the 19th, that's in 2 days. I'll turn 76 years old. I was born in Guyana. It used to be called British Guyana. It's on the northern coast of South America. I left there in 1968, resided in the US for the past 56 years. Have I ever been married before? Yes, I have. The lady sitting next to me, yes, we are engaged and we plan to be married. TBA, time to be announced.
My name is Marilyn. I'm 44. I'm turning 45 this coming December 20. I live here in Cebu City. I'm interested for the AFA and especially for finding a partner. I prefer foreign men because I see and I feel for his love for me and his kindness to me. My expectation in joining an AFA that I want one day that I'm getting married because that's I want in my life.
I happened to be on YouTube one day and I saw an interview being done of expats living in Dumaguete. I started to pay attention. I said, wait a minute, this looks like a place I might want to go check out. So I started looking at it more and more and more and more. And then I came across AFA, a foreign affair, a dating site. And I joined. I looked at several profiles. I saw Marilyn's profile, this beautiful young lady here, and I kept going back to it. I would look somewhere else, and I kept going back to her profile. And I said, this is it. The other thing I really didn't care for is going to the banquets, sitting at a table with several women for a certain amount of minutes, and then move to another table. And I was like fishing. I didn't want to do that. So I ended up sticking with Marilyn. I found out what I needed to do to get in contact with her. I was told I need to sign I need to get an embark form, I think it's called. And if she signs it, her information would be released, and that's exactly what happened. And here we are, and I say, yes!
I joined the AFA last December. Then I received his letter on December. Then on June, I signed for the embark. Then I'm talking with a video call until we decided to meet in person.
Marilyn and I corresponded. We met last December on the site, and we corresponded, texting back and forth until June when she signed the embark form. And then we have been video chatting several times a day since then. We've been in communication.
I received his letter, I feel happy. I respond to his letter because his intention to marry me.
As we began to communicate, I began to learn things about her. You know, I think just from the communication, and then more so when the video started. But this is strictly written we're speaking about. I picked up a few things. I felt that she was an honest, sincere person, just from her words, certain words that she used. I took that chance. I think in addition, I think there's a time and a place for you to meet the right person or to come across the right opportunity. You know, if you're buying a piece of property or something like that, buying a car, your gut tells you. You know, people don't believe that. We call it the sixth sense. But I think our inner man speaks to us. And I personally do believe that. I just felt something there. As I said earlier, I kept going back to her profile, and I would read it and read it and read it again. I would look somewhere else, and I kept going back. I would read it and read it again. I said, yes, this is the one here. And And that's it. So yes, there are advantages to communicating literally before making the actual physical, taking the actual trip.
Because I feel it, and I feel the presence of the Lord that He's the one to give me.
I was looking for a woman who I felt. Ultimately, what I was looking for in a woman, I was looking for someone who I sensed to be loyal, sincere, would be faithful, trustworthy. Someone who I felt would make a good companion. As I mentioned, I have been married before, a few times, and I'm willing to do this one more time, and that's it. I'm looking for, I'm not looking anymore. I was looking for a potential lifelong partner, and I found that person in Miss Marilyn. What are my future plans? My future plans are as follows. One, we shall be married as soon as possible. Two is to get her to the United States. She wants to pursue the culinary arts, so she will go to school there for that. And there's a college in the community I reside in back in the States, in North Carolina. I'll get her enrolled and she'll start her training. We'll spend some time there in America after she completes her training, gain some experience, and then we're heading back to the Philippines, right, babe? Yes. Marilyn plans on going into business, and whatever she needs, I'm there I have her back. I have nothing but very positive things to say about the staff. I don't remember, but she was very helpful. Extremely helpful. And I saw Marilyn on a YouTube video just after we had met. I think she was being introduced by Miss Rosalind. You know, and I thought that was a coincidence too, that we had just began video chatting, and there she was on a YouTube video. And I'm going, yes, you know, this was meant to be. I just happen to believe in things like that. And believe it or not, I believe in prayer. I prayed for a woman like this. I did. I had a conversation with my Father above. You know, I said, look, you know, I've done this before and just didn't work out. And I do want a lifetime partner. And He gave her to me.
My entire experience here in the AFA, first, I'm happy to join for this kind of dating site because and I feel that one day that God is given for me for a partner of my life, because that's what I want. And I'm happy right now because God answered my prayer and for the helping of this kind of a site of AFA.
As I say to you, gentlemen, take the trip, visit the Philippines, meet the women, or woman in my case, go out on a date, get to know them. My personal experience from the time I got on Philippine airline in LA, the staff, the stewardesses, everyone I dealt with in that plane who were Filipinos were very kind, very courteous. I heard horror stories before I got here, going through immigration, going through especially customs. I had no problem with immigration. The immigration officer was great. I said, look, I told him why. He asked me why I'm here, and I told him I'm retired. I would like to live here. I met a young lady on a dating site. I have an engagement ring to put on a finger when I see her. So I say, get on a flight, head to the Philippines, and meet the loved one of your life. That's my advice.
Ladies, if you are interested going here in the AFA, you can go here so that you can refine your partner. AFA, it is a good site, it is not the same with the other sites.
Searching for that one special woman to complete your life? Join men from all over the world as they take a trip and find their future brides. Check out our website at
mydreamasian.com.